Hey, everybody. Grateful to be here. Scott and Nancy. So, in today's training and today's episode, we are going to be talking about how the right questions lead to the best answers. So, this is applicable for many different things. This could be applicable to some of the content that you may be producing on LinkedIn. This may be when you're prospecting people for your coaching, consulting, and service professional business. Questions always lead to the best answers, right? You have to ASK to GET. Now, before we get into today's training and today's episode, Nancy and I have been really honing in our LinkedIn content, whether it's text post, image text post, newsletters, carousel posts, thought leadership questions, much like what we're talking about right now that lead to great answers in that market research. We've made it super easy for people. We've actually created a free download for everyone. It's basically the high impact post templates for LinkedIn content. You get three of them. They're Mad Lib style, but also you get a private GPT access that you can basically answer the questions that the prompt gives you, and it's going to spit out a really great post that you can then use for your LinkedIn content. So if you're listening on the podcast, it's super simple. Just go to the description of the episode, click the link, and you can download the template resource from there. If you're watching on social, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, all you have to do is just type the words high impact in the comments, and Nancy and I will personally send you the link where you can download these free resources. So again, we really want to kind of hone in on creating that high impact content, but it really blends really nicely into today's episode, which is how the right questions can lead to the best answers. So, Nance, why don't you kick it off?
Yeah. So, one thing in all my years of leadership, of coaching, of consulting, as a business owner, I have really realized over the years the power of questions, right? When you are in a moment, you're going through something, right? We call them seasons, in your business. Maybe you're having a feeling like, this is such a struggle, or, I'm feeling this way, or I'm feeling that way. And so often when we're feeling these things, no matter what the situation, a lot of times we can actually stop for a second and just start asking questions. Okay. Why am I feeling this way? What might be causing me to feel this way? Right. I always go back to like that coaching mentality, which, being a good coach and a good leader, right, is asking the right questions. You're empowering your clients, right, just like we do with our clients, to peel back the layers, to figure things out, to come to realizations. Okay. So when you're feeling things, right, lean into it a little bit, ask those questions. So when you're feeling like maybe you're not gaining traction, maybe you have a lack of clarity, you don't have the momentum that you want, you're feeling unproductive, I want you guys to really think about these questions. And this is a really short episode. We really want to give you some quick little tips and quick action to take. And I really think these questions, really, no matter what anyone's going through, these questions can be extremely impactful. So we're going to go through them pretty quickly. Scott, if you want to kick off the first one, right? These are really powerful questions that, again, can really change so much in your life and business.
So, whether you want to use this for a LinkedIn market research poll question, or maybe if you're on a potential prospect call with a client, or it could be with a coaching client, a great question to ask is, what do you want your life or business to look like in 5 years? Why this question is so powerful is it gets people thinking about the possibility of the future. But also, it's important for people, and this is for the coaching side of things. We like asking this question because we want to think about the end in mind. So if someone says to us, well, I want my life and my business to look like this 5 years from now, we can say, great, tell us where you are right now. So, comparatively speaking, where that person is now to where they want to be in 5 years, that gives myself and Nancy as the coach and the consultant, that gives us the necessary space to fill in the gaps of where they are to where they want to be and giving them the necessary action steps and things to take action on and push forward to be where they want to be 5 years from now.
Yes. So another one I think is really good. And again, like Scott said, this could be whether you're coaching or it could be yourself. Is how are you staying focused? Okay. We are all over inundated with information. I think it's a really simple question, but sometimes it can cause people to really sit back and think, well, what extra effort am I making? How am I walking through that valley of focus? What tools or systems or time blocking or organization, do I have in my business to stay focused? So that's a really good one, right? To kind of peel back the layers because guys, every day is like a battle, right? We got to stay focused. Scott?
Another great question is focusing on maybe the avoidance of what someone may be going through or not working on. So a great question that will ask our clients time to time, or even prospective clients, is what are you avoiding and what is it actually costing you by avoiding this? And that could be putting the finishing touches on a DIY course, putting the framework together for a group coaching program, doing your first LinkedIn live event to get yourself in front of potential clients. And the more that you fail to launch or avoid that next step, it's going to be costing you and your business something. It's either going to cost you time, or it's going to cost you money, or it's going to cost you both. Nance?
Yep. All right. So we got two more. And then Scott's going to bring it home for us. But the next one is what do you want to be known for? And again, for people who work one-on-one with clients, it is a big, big ocean, right? There are tons of people out there, millions and billions of people that are perfect candidates, right, to work with you. But what do you want to be known for? Right? I say it all again, and people hate to hear it because it's like, yes, I've heard this before. You've heard it before because it's true. The riches are in the niches. Okay. When you're able to peel back the layer. In fact, I was listening to a podcast this morning and it was talking about how to make your first, X amount as a coach. And I was like hearing, what the latest people are saying. And the first thing that they said is get super specific on the people that you are going to serve. And the more specific you get, the more clarified, the more focused, the more easy actually it is to coach these people. And the easier it is to actually close them as clients because you're talking to them, not everyone. Scott?
The final question, just to kind of bring us on home, we like to break down big, hairy, audacious goals into micro goals. Just taking some sort of small step forward, taking one piece of action. So, something that you can ask yourself or your client is what's that one thing that you can do this week to move the needle of your business forward? One thing. And that one thing could be posting 3 times this week on LinkedIn. It could be sending 5 messages to new connections that you've made on LinkedIn. It could be using the push notification messages. It could be to start your LinkedIn newsletter or to officially go all in on doing your first LinkedIn live event. Just pick one thing this week and allow that one thing that you're going to take action on to move the needle of your business forward. Now, as I mentioned early in today's training, in today's episode, that we've created a free resource for you guys to help you start creating some of this content that we've mentioned. It's our 3 high impact post templates for LinkedIn, and it's Mad Lib style, but it also gives you a peek behind the scenes of a private community that we have called the Expert Content Society, which provides you all of these amazing prompts every single month that are themed out for coaches, consultants, and service and business professionals. So it'll give you a nice little taste of what it's like to be a part of our community. And we wanted to do this for free for all of you. So again, if you're watching on social, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, just type the words high impact in the comments and we will send you the link. If you're listening on the podcast, just go to the description of the episode, click on the link, and you can download it from there. So, for myself and Nancy, we hope you enjoyed today's episode and we hope you took so much away from it. So remember, just make one small action step today to get you one step closer to your overall goals. So have a great rest of your day. Love and gratitude. and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.